Welcome to G-Tex Designs. I'm G-Tex, and here's a little bit of history on the Clayton Undertype steam wagon that we'll be building in a 2-inch scale. The well-known firm of Clayton and Shuttleworth Limited built their first road engine in 1862 and continued building vehicles for 70 years. They adopted the above title in 1894 and eventually occupied a 100-acre site in Lincoln, employing 5,000 people, including a steel and iron foundry, forge, boiler, and erection shops, all using power from their own generated station. Clayton Wagon Limited of the Titanic Works, Lincoln, was formed after the First World War as a subsidiary of Clayton and Shuttleworth Limited, in order to concentrate on the production of steam wagons. From the outset, it was decided to build both overtype and undertypes. For the benefit of the newcomer, these terms refer to the manner in which the engine is mounted in the wagon. An overtype has the engine mounted on a locomotive-type boiler as in a tractor engine, whereas the undertype has it slung underneath the chassis, usually with a vertical boiler mounted in the front of the cab. The later arrangements gave more payload area for the same vehicle length, but results in long steam and exhaust pipe runs. However, this form of layout eventually resulted in sophisticated wagons with multi-cylinder engines, gearbox transmissions, and shaft drives. The first Clayton Undertype was completed in 1921, but production of the wagon lasted only 8 years, with 45 units being completed. Unfortunately, the design was somewhat dated with its single-speed engine. Most other manufacturers at the time were introducing multi-geared, shaft-driven wagons. The production wagon featured a vertical boiler with cross-water tubes set in a large single flue, which formed the firebox at one end, and superheated housing at the other. In one of the cross tubes, the flue was swayed down to a square cross-section, with some of the tubes acting as stays. The firebox would fill a rocking grate to assist with the cleaning of ash and clinker. The engine was a twin-cylinder, duplex type, 6.5-inch diameter bore by 12-inch stroke. Reversing gear was in the form of a novel sliding eccentric system mounted on a lathe shaft, which was gear-driven from the crankshaft, a water pump also being driven from this lathe shaft. A 13-tooth sprocket mounted on the offside end of the crankshaft permitted the drive via roller pitch chain to a 50-tooth sprocket on the rear axle. A differential assembly drove the divided rear axle in the normal way. A pin inserted through the offside hubcap and wheel would lock the two parts of the axle together when driving on slippery ground. Wagon bodies took different forms and were invariably built to customers' requirements. It would also appear that the design was not fully developed, and although 2 wagons were in use at the Second World War, none of them have survived to this present day. If you enjoy this series, please click that like button and subscribe. It does help me out, and I'm always happy to have feedback from everyone, either questions, I'm not too sure how to do something, or I could do something differently, do something better, do something, I'm ready to learn too. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the bit of history, and let's get building the Clayton Undertype steam wagon.